What you see here today is a revitalization. What we are here to express is our dissatisfaction with the government on all levels that willfully ignores the will of the people. Look around you. Do you see black or white, Republican or Democrat, or any other convenient category they like to place us in to keep us arguing amongst ourselves in the hopes we don't wake up and realize what we really are, Americans? Look around you. What you see is living history. For if these rallies are modeled after the Boston Tea Party that took place in 1773, then you and I, my fellow patriots, are present-day revival of the sons and daughters of liberty. What you see is an awakening, not just here in the People's Republic of New Jersey, but in hundreds of cities from sea to shining sea. Proud citizens who have sat idle for too long and watched as their freedoms and liberties were whittled away. Awakening to this reality, Americans from every state are crying out with one voice, enough! Enough! With historic, righteous, patriotic indignation, we shout, enough! Enough! To those who would keep us divided, try to lull us back to sleep with sweet-sounding prose and soaring rhetoric, we shout back, enough! Enough! We the people have had enough of out-of-touch, condescending career politicians like Charles Schumer, who on April 10th claimed, oh yes, who claimed, and I quote, "The hard right still believes in traditional values arguments and a strong foreign policy. All that is over," he says. Or, during the stimulus debate, when he referred to us as the chattering class, that's so, quote, "that's so much focused on those little tiny porky amendments the American people really don't care about." Well, Mr. Schumer, we are no longer chattering. We are now shouting, enough! Enough! Or, our own governor, John Corzine, whose original budget called for the elimination of our property tax deduction for anyone under 65. Yet, he still claims the state budget defends the middle class. Meanwhile, households earning more than a combined $75,000 a year will no longer qualify for the property tax rebates he promised us. How stupid does he think we are? In what magical, undiscovered corner of New Jersey can a couple whose total income amounts to less than $75,000 a year even afford a home in this state? It almost goes without saying, come the next election, Mr. Corzine is going to loudly hear us all proclaim, enough!
You're out of here!
And finally, we have our state treasurer, David Rousseau, who when asked very recently if New Jerseyans are overtaxed, he actually answered no. No! I can't even say that we're shouting enough for this one. We're all left scratching our heads and wondering, what color is the sky in your world, Mr. Russo? Did you happen to move to Pennsylvania, look at your property taxes, and think you were still in New Jersey? When it comes to questions of taxes, free market capitalism versus socialism, and helping your neighbor, let me conclude with a few thoughts. If you want $1 worth of anything from the government, you need to give them $10. I have no doubt that some who would believe the government should come in and help all those in need have the best of intentions. But as they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. When it comes to paying taxes, I'm reminded of the response given by a famous historic figure: render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and unto God what is God's. My simple interpretation, as it relates to where we stand today, the government was never meant to replace charities, either religious or secular, as it seems it strives to do today. And when someone asks you, don't you want to help out your poor neighbor who may be losing their home, tell them one of my grandmother's favorite sayings. She often tells me when dealing with personal finances: you cannot rob from Peter to pay Paul.